What up, homies? Welcome back to Show Sunday.
What?
I don't know, I felt like saying that.
Okay.
So we watched The Good Place, the first 6 episodes, and we left off on a cliffhanger.
I mean, like, pretty much every single episode sort of ends on, like, some sort of cliffhanger, to be fair.
Yeah, but it was a cliffhanger.
Oh my god. So, neither of us really knew anything about the show. Um, and, well, I guess we should say the overall premise just to kind of so people know, who, like us, so they have no idea what this thing is. So basically, the good place is an afterlife where the good people go. The bad people go to the bad place. We don't talk about the
Yep.
bad place, so
Yeah.
we don't know anything about that. However, the main character, Eleanor, is a person
Not
in the
so
good
great.
place who is
She's not so great.
yeah. So she's in there by accident, basically. And the question is sort of like, what do with that?
Yeah.
And like, actually, though, that's kind of the first thing I want to talk about because, like, she's a shitty person, but like, they still like make her. I don't know if likable is exactly the right word, but like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't hate her.
No, she's hateable in the sense of like what she does and what she says, but it's presented in a way where, like, again, I've talked about this before for other things we've watched, although not anything really recently because we haven't watched anything really awful recently. Well, I mean, I guess ignoring it, whatever. Anyway, point is, it's not just what the character is; it's how they're presented, right?
Yeah.
And this is very much like presented as like, yeah, she's a shitty person, like we know that. So like,
Yeah.
it's fine. It's not like, oh, look at this quirky person. It's like, no, right? That's not what's happening. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
The point is that she does not belong here,
right,
in the good place.
yeah,
And she is trying to learn how to be better so that she can theoretically stay there.
mm-hmm, yeah. And then also, there's also a bit of just trying to kind of learn about what the good place is and how it works, and stuff like
Yeah.
that as well, which I'd imagine is something that slowly gets revealed as you would continue on through the show.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, definitely her character is the biggest focus, and just her interactions with everyone else. Because for example, there's a character who's like seemingly this like really absolutely perfect individual or whatever, and so Eleanor is like, she must be hiding something. Something's clearly wrong with her, and so she assumes the worst, and stuff happens from there, and like, I don't know. The thing is, we are still very early, right? It's 6 episodes in, and it does feel like we just started, really.
Yeah.
Because I think, is the show actually over? Did it like?
It is over.
Okay.
It was 4 seasons long, and I think I saw 53 episodes.
Okay.
So it has been completed, and if one was to continue watching it until the end, you can.
Okay. Well, I'm just thinking that like, it feels like we're early in the show.
Yeah,
right?
It is early.
Mm-hmm.
We're not even past the 1/4 mark yet.
No, not at all. We're like 1/8 or something. But yeah. So, but yeah, that's fine. Obviously, like we know we know that. And I'm definitely intrigued. The premise is interesting. The writing is good. It's funny.
Yeah.
It's just like a lot of absurdist scenarios that work well in terms of what's going on. And a lot of timing of jokes and the humor is good.
And it's an interesting collection of people that are just kind of pushed together because everyone is a little bit off.
Yeah.
And some people are just more off than others. Like I'm not like, I saw a few later episodes just out of context, like when I saw them, but it seems Chidi is the least problematic person.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I'm not exactly sure between the other ones because like we get a little bit of a sense of why Tahani is a little bit off.
Right.
And I think off is the best way to put it.
Yeah.
Because she's not a bad person. It's just that there's something weird about her.
Yeah, and then And then of course Eleanor is Eleanor, and then there's let's not spoil that about the other kind of, I guess, like the fourth main character we've seen.
Yeah, the
Um,
fourth main
who
character. And then
also,
there's Michael, who
oh yeah, Michael.
I
Michael
find
is,
him really funny.
yeah, Michael is entertaining. I do wonder if we are ever going to see him, like, in his true form or whatever. I would guess no, which I'm
It,
fine. I'm fine with, honestly. But
yeah.
it's, yeah, it's just interesting. Yeah, I like the dynamic, and how he sort of acts, kind of like emotionally. He's kind of like a child.
Yeah, and he's like an old man, and he's just like, oh my god, this is fun.
Yeah.
I always like that kind of thing. It's just a funny just juxtaposition.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, like, it is something that, like, again, I feel like with less competent writers, it could come off as really annoying, but it's not. So
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, good character direction, good writing, good scenario, good show.
Yeah, good show.
Yeah,
Would definitely continue.
yeah. It does feel like there's not too much to talk about yet because again we're so early, and
Yeah, and like it is a continuing plot. It's
right.
not like there are arcs. I mean, like this could be part of an arc, but I don't think the arc is over.
No. Like if I were to guess, maybe like each season is sort of like, its own thing, and then, the next season is maybe like, at least there's like a little bit of a time break, probably of like a couple days or at least, or maybe more.
Yeah.
Who knows, right? So, well, we don't know anyway. But yeah, again, the whole point of these shows, well, there's two things. One point is for like one of us to maybe show off a show to other people, which, we've done that before, though that isn't really what's happened here, since neither of us have seen this. But the other option is like, hey, here's the thing that at least some of us haven't seen before. Are you now curious to keep watching it, right? And
yeah,
I would say that answer is yes for me. So
yeah,
and it's on Netflix, which makes it convenient and easy to do that. So
and it's finished, so you can just binge the whole thing.
Yeah, which I may do. I'm thinking. I don't know. I went. Okay, so I am actually in like the middle of like I started watching Danny Phantom, so which I'd never seen before. So there's actually if you for that whole like show video thing I made for at the end of last year, I said that like during 2020 I specifically was watching a bunch of like shows from the 2010s that were like animated that I never watched. So now I'm like, well, there's a bunch of shows from the 2000s that I never watched. So I'm like thinking of starting to go through some of those, but like I don't know. Am I just gonna put that on hold? I don't know. I'll figure it out what I want to do.
Yeah, it's fine.
Who knows? But yeah, interested to see how things are going to go, and I definitely think I don't know. The thing is, there's very obviously there are like elements that are mysteries at the moment, right? Again, the biggest one obviously is like what's the bad place? What's the deal with that, right?
Yeah.
And then also just like exactly how this works. Is it literally just because is stuff going wrong just because of Eleanor? Is there something else going on? Of course, what's the deal with like Michael and like the kind of beings that he is, and probably a bunch of other characters that we don't know things about as well. That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But how things are set up in the story right now, it's sort of like I don't really know what to speculate on because I don't have any clues like at all yet.
Yeah.
Right? Which is fine where we are now, but it makes it so that I can't really say anything because it's like, what's going to happen?
Don't know.
I have no idea, right? So
yeah, this is definitely one of those show Sundays where we're like, no idea what's going to happen, but we want to find out.
Yeah. So, I guess again, I hadn't like heard anyone talk about the show before. Again, I just saw like adverts for it on Netflix when I was going through it. So, but hey, I'm glad you checked it out and definitely gonna continue to watch it. So I don't know, maybe we'll have a follow up later on if we've seen, much more episodes. Maybe finish the whole thing. Who knows? No promises, obviously, but just that might happen. So
yeah.
Yeah, okay. Is there anything else to talk about? I feel like this is super short, but okay.
No, there's something else. Spin the wheel.
And what do we get in our main list? We get we get one of your picks.
Oh yay, Matilda.
We get Matilda, which I don't know if I've actually seen the movie. I read the book a lot.
I've read the book. I've seen the movie. I quite
might
like
have
the
seen
story.
the movie. I don't know.
I mean, maybe once you watch it, you'll remember.
Well, I know
like,
I've seen like I have like visuals in my head of it, but I'm pretty sure like I know I've seen like reviews or discussions of it.
yeah.
So it might just be from that. So I don't know. I don't know if I've actually seen the movie myself. So
it might be like October Sky, where you watch it and then you're like, "Oh shit, I've watched this movie."
yeah, but I'm not as much of a dingus as you, so
We'll find out, sir. Bitch.
Okay. Well.
Smack.
Oh, good lord. Alright, well, next up is Matilda. Good Place gets a recommendation. Thumbs up.
2 thumbs up.
Yeah.
Peace.
Right. See you next time for Matilda.
Yep.